This man has to roll a dice before killing someone. Based on the number he rolls, he decides how many shots to fire to kill the target. This time, he rolled a 4. He chambered a round and aimed at the empty street. However, the target hadn't appeared yet, so he fired a shot into the deserted street. Sure enough, the target appeared in his line of sight the next moment. He was soon shot in the left shoulder and fell to the ground. Quickly, the hitman aimed again and took a second shot, but the target's companion, in an attempt to save him, took a bullet to the leg to shield him. With only 2 shots left to kill the target, the hitman decided to save the remaining bullets for later. He put the gun away and retreated. What he didn't know was that the person he had targeted was also a skilled marksman. This hitman knew Jigen, and 3 days ago, he had killed the queen, who had hired Jigen as her bodyguard, in front of Jigen using just 2 shots. Now, he decided to take revenge. After finding the hitman's home, Jigen and Lupin were both shocked. The yard was filled with rows of tombstones, all of them marking the targets the hitman had killed. He had even prepared a tombstone for Jigen's eventual death. To change Jigen's destined fate, they decided to go to the hitman's home and kill him before they became his victims. But as they entered the house, they heard the desperate cries of their companion, Mine Fuwako. It turned out Fuwako had been captured after being exposed during a theft and was now locked up naked in a small room. Suddenly, the hitman appeared behind them. His name was Aoki, but he didn't recognize Jigen at all. He was simply fulfilling a job for his employer. Despite being face to face with the hitman, Jigen wasn't afraid. At this close range, no one could shoot faster than Jigen. However, the hitman was a sniper, and in such a confined space, he had no advantage. Yet, Aoki, full of confidence, didn't retreat. He stepped right up to Jigen. A tense standoff was about to begin. Jigen was the first to draw his revolver, but as soon as Aoki saw Jigen's move, he quickly drew his own gun faster than Jigen. One shot disarmed Jigen by knocking his revolver out of his hand. It turned out Aoki's bullets had been specially modified to be lighter and faster. In comparison, Jigen's Magnum revolver was too heavy and clumsy. Aoki didn't kill Jigen immediately because this was only the 3rd bullet intended to take Jigen down. The 4th bullet would be the one that killed him. Seeing that they were no match for Aoki, Lupin decided to flee with Jigen. Aoki drove his car through the wall and pursued them. Not only had Aoki modified his pistol, but his car had also been equipped with a heavy machine gun. Soon, the two were cornered at the docks, and Aoki had already positioned himself on a high platform, setting up his sniper rifle. Any movement, and he would shoot to kill. The only possible escape route was across the street. Lupin decided to take a gamble. He counted to 3, and they both sprinted for the other side.
行くぞ。
は
ワン、ツー、スリー。
4
However, Lupin underestimated Aoki's marksmanship. He watched helplessly as Jigen was shot right in front of him. Aoki didn't continue shooting at Lupin because his mission was to kill Jigen, not him. Seeking revenge, Lupin decided to rescue Fuwako, who had been captured by Aoki's employer. But Aoki's boss was a pervert, planning to turn Fuwako into minced meat for the enjoyment of wealthy clients. Fortunately, Lupin arrived just in time to save her and also stole the assassination list from the boss. He intended to use the list as bait to lure Aoki's employer into sending Aoki to kill him. This time, Lupin had to kill Aoki to avenge Jigen. Meanwhile, Aoki received new orders. Beside Jigen's tombstone, Aoki set up new tombstones for Lupin and Fuwako. The day of the final showdown arrived. However, Lupin seemed to have no fear of Aoki. He strolled into an outdoor cafe for a coffee, while Aoki hid atop a building. Once his sniper rifle was in position, Aoki threw the dice.
運のない男だ
In the next moment, Aoki aimed at Lupin